I don't have much luck, do I? I really, do you know? You must think. Here she goes. What's she cocked up now? Hello, welcome to episode 7 of my RowRowandKades podcast, that RowRowandKades podcast I should say. My name is Kelly, also known as RowRowandKades, and this is a knitting and designing podcast from the northeast of England. So yes, welcome to anybody who is new here, and a massive welcome back to anybody who is returning and putting up with me for another episode. Thank you very much. So yeah, I am a little bit late recording this one because it's the school holidays and I just haven't had any time to do one. I tried last week and it was just impossible. So today my mother-in-law has taken my youngest out for the day. So it's relatively quiet in that sense. But his friends could knock on the door at any point, which will make my dog bark and everything else. So it could all turn very chaotic very quickly. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'll cut anything like that out. Won't let you sit here watching the wall while the dog's barking and me at the door. But yes, my eldest is upstairs in his room being told to stay there, and my partner is also upstairs being told to stay there until otherwise notified that they can come back downstairs. We'll see how it goes. It's hectic, and normally I do this in a quiet house. Yeah, I've still got my telephone voice on, like I said last episode. I don't know why I do that. It's very strange. I'm also not recording on my normal phone. Well, yeah. Basically, I have an iPhone. That's the phone that I use in everyday life. But when I record the podcast, I record on my old Android phone, because I have a Microsoft computer, and transferring Android to Microsoft is problematic. No problems at all, not problematic. It's the opposite of problematic. It's fine. Transferring iPhone to Microsoft is very, very problematic. So I try to use my Android phone and I can't find it. My partner streams on Twitch, like a gaming platform, if you're not aware of Twitch. And he uses the Galaxy as his camera on his face while he's gaming, and between the two of us we can't remember what we've done with it, who had it last or anything, and I don't know where it is. So I'm using the iPhone. I just hope it behaves for me and it's being a good boy. I'm getting rid of it soon. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with what's going on. I'm thinking this might be a short episode because I really haven't got a lot that I can show you, but then I piled it all up around me and it does seem like a lot, and I have got bits and bobs to say about stuff, so we'll see anyway. Let's start with the Stitch on Sunday Blanket. So very fast recap, because I don't want to keep saying this for people who are returning. Basically, for new viewers, I am running a 40-week long KAL knit along that is a blanket square. I release a blanket square every Sunday, and then at the end of the 40 weeks we'll sew them all together and we'll have a nice blanket for the winter. So we are now we're coming really close to the end, and we're now on weeks, I've been missing for 3 weeks from this podcast, so we've got 29, 30 and 31 to show you. So this is 29. So this is Hoof prints. You can see this colour is really difficult for it to show up what it's actually doing, but it's very pretty. But yeah, so that's week 29. That was Hoof prints. I'll leave them there. Then week 30 was this one, which is quite a popular stitch pattern. I think you see this in blankets and things, little baby stuff, but this is Graceful Leaves. It's quite a stretchy one. It has these pearl bits going down that spring back to push the leaves together. So that's a super pretty one. That's week 30. Can't believe we're on week 30. Well, week 32 next. And then week 31, which has just gone out, this Sunday just gone, is pine cones, but I think they look like Christmas trees. Can you see them? It didn't help that I did it in green for the Christmas tree, but even in the pattern book it's a mustard colour. Don't know if it's focusing properly. But yeah, they're like little pearled trees with eyelets down the side and then a central double decrease up the middle. So yeah, that is weeks 29, 30 and 31. So I've been doing those. I go on holiday in a couple of weeks, so I've tried to I've got a couple more. Yeah, I've got 32 and 33 there. So I need to do a couple more so that I'm covered for when I'm away on holiday. So that's another thing that I'll be working on. And I obviously can't show you those because it'll spoil for anybody who's actually doing the blanket. But I've been working on all of those. The last time I spoke to you, my mother-in-law was taking my two boys away. They'd gone to a week away in a caravan to Whitley Bay, which is like a coastal town north of us, on the north east coast I should say. She'd taken them there. I thought they were going for a week, but they went late on Monday and they were back early Friday, so it was 4 nights, but it was like 3 days really. And most of that time I spent knitting blanket squares to try and record, because I record filming each one. God, I talk some rubbish sometimes. I record me knitting each one, like not the entire thing, just a repeat. Sorry, my dog is so noisy, her bed's really creaky. Yeah, I record like a full repeat so that people can see how it's worked. So I was like, that entire 3 days, that's all I did, was record blanket squares, get the videoing done, because I was so worried that once the little one was back, I would never have, because he's literally in and out. Even when he's playing out, he's in and out. Mum, someone called me stinky, he said to me yesterday. I was like, oh, just go and play nice. So yeah, it's I've got so many done, but I still need more done to cover me, because I'm a bit worried that I won't get them done. So yes, so that is the Stitch on Sunday blanket. They're all being knitted in James C. Brett DK with merino. It's lots of different colours. I have loads of that because I used to knit a lot of baby clothes and to sell them. And it's a really lovely, it's a nice soft yarn, but it's machine washable because it's really good for baby clothes. So I have loads of it from those days. So that's why I used to make the blanket, and I'll probably make a couple more blankets in it because I've got stacks. So that's those. And then the other finished object I've got, which was one that I'd talked about that I was going to cast on and do. So I hadn't actually cast it on in the last podcast, but since the last podcast, I've cast it on, knitted it, and it's done. So that is the Building Block Crew by Amanda Tozzi. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She did tell me, and I can't remember. She'll understand. Cuddle Bunny Knits on Instagram. That bit's easy. So this is the Building Block Crew. So this is for Rowan again, my youngest. So it's a crew neck, raglan, top down, and it just has these lovely colour blocks on the bottom. It's the same front and back. But it's super cute, and it's in chunky yarn. So this is another James C. Brett. It's James C. Brett Chunky with merino, just because it's such a durable yarn, and this, I wanted him to have a jumper that he could just chuck on and go and play out, and I wasn't going to be like, oh, the yarn, no, sort of thing. Just go and play, it's fine. Get in the puddles or whatever. So that's why it's a really budget yarn, but I think this is beautiful and it's really soft. So I'll put pictures up because he tried it on for me yesterday and was dancing around, and I got some really cute pictures. So I'll show that. So that is already released, but Amanda asked me to, this is the size 6 year. Yes, this is the 6 year. And she asked me to just run through it and check it because she'd updated a couple of bits on it. So I did that. And I think she's gonna, it's not like a re-release, I think she's just gonna update the pattern and put the little fixes in. So there wasn't anything that needed fixing. It's beautiful. So there you go. So that was the building block crew. And that comes in sizes 2 to 8, I think. 2, 4, 6 and 8. And it's pretty unisex. You could do that in pink, and not that girls have to wear pink, but you know what I mean. You could do any colours. It's very unisex jumper, and it's a brilliant just chuck on jumper. I've persuaded her to make an adult version because I want one. Because I think it's such a good, just a chill out jumper. Just chuck it on and off you go, you know what I mean? Nothing fancy, just simple and great. It's a good jumper, I like it. So that's that one, that's the building block crew. You seen last episode that I'd tested a cardigan for Amanda. I'll pop a picture up here so to remind you. That was the Arlo Mountain cardigan, and that is coming out, as I record this, it's coming out tomorrow. So trying to think what's the date. I haven't got a clue what the date is. Alexa, what's today's date?
It's Tuesday the 10th of August.
There you go. It's coming out tomorrow on the 11th. So the Tuesday the 10th of August today, time of recording. That pattern is coming out tomorrow as I record this. This might go up today, but it might go up tomorrow. It depends how much I can get done. So yeah, just having a stir. So that is it for my finished objects, because I really haven't had, I'm not going to put that on there because it makes the camera go like this, doesn't it? Be giving you all seasickness. What was I saying? Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to knit. And the problem is, at the minute, the things that I am knitting are secret things for, like the blanket, the other squares. I've got them there, but I can't show you. And that's stuff that I've been knitting. And then I've got 2 secret projects on with Let's Knit magazine. I can kind of show you those to an extent where I'm not going to give anything away. So that's it for my finished objects. So we'll move on to whips. I've jotted them down because I'm rubbish at remembering what to tell you. I always forget to tell you what yarn I've used and everything. I'm bad for that. So the first whip, I shouldn't do that. Okay. This is the Trailing Daisy Socks by Tiina Koo. And this pattern is absolutely beautiful. It really is. Don't get me wrong here for what I'm about to say. I love how it's blue and it goes into this, but then it comes out and it's, but you follow the same pattern, but it just looks like you changed the colour, but you don't, you follow, it's the same pattern. I just think it's really cleverly done, right? And it's got this, like, not that you can see it that way, that's clever, Kelly. It's got this bit here, before the heel, they are taupe, and I haven't really done taupe socks before. I did say this when I was knitting them. They were on the podcast last time and I was showing you. So, the top, the cast on and everything was brilliant. I think it was was it the Turkish cast on? Hang on, I have the pattern here. So, Turkish cast on. So I did the Turkish cast on, which is where you wrap it around the needles and then start knitting and stuff. Yeah, I did that. That was fine. All this pattern was fine. Everything was great all the way up to here. It tells you to work this part for a certain measurement until it's a certain measurement here short. This is a free pattern, so I'm not like, I paid for it because it's on per hip. You can pay what you want. I'm sorry, I'm looking in the wrong place. And then I found that it was just free on Ravelry, so it is actually just a free pattern. So I worked to that measurement, and then I did all of this section, and I did so much of this heel, and then I tried it on and it was too small. And I was like, oh, so I pulled all of this bit back right down to here because of this bit. Take it off here so I can show you better. Right, so this bit. So I did all of this, and this was meant to be like, I think it's 9 centimetres if I remember, for the size that I'm doing. So, and then I did it, and I did so much up here, and I was really struggling with all this bit. This bit got pulled out so many times, which I'll explain in a bit. And then when I tried it on, it was too small. So I pulled it out and knitted a couple more of these, and then knitted again. Struggled like mad with all of this, and now it's too big. And I'm just like, oh my god. And like, you have no idea how many times I pulled this out. So the heel flap, this bit's fine, but this bit, the actual heel flap. Now, like I said, I've never worked a toe-up sock before, so I don't really know what they're like. I can't comment. But this one was written for Magic Loop, and I don't have a cable long enough for the size needles, so I use my tiny Circs, my Chia Goos. And because it's written for Magic Loop, it's Magic Loop. You've got while you're knitting it, you've got a picture that you're in Magic Loop, because otherwise it's no compromising at all. It's written for Magic Loop, and it's talking about shadow wraps, which I've never done before, and I looked them up, but I couldn't figure them out with this sock. I really struggled. I struggled with the heel flap because it doesn't really explain that you're picking up these stitches at first, and I was like, what? I don't understand what's going on. And then it dawned on me what I was supposed to do, so I had to pull it out again, do it again. I've pulled this heel flap out and the heel turn, oh my god, 10 times. Honestly, I've fought and fought and fought. So then when I made the rest of the sock, it felt like it was going to be too tight, so I used the same size needle for the rib that I did for the rest of the sock, even though the toe is in a smaller needle, and the heel is in a smaller needle. I did, because it was on a DPN and it's all I had. Sorry, I'm talking really sporadic because these really, I was gutted because I was really excited to make them, and they're beautiful. They really are beautiful. But the fact that it's now too big makes me think I've got to pull it back out to this point again to knock a couple of these out. I honestly don't think I'll wear it because it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to keep slipping off my foot, and that would drive me batty. This has gone really wide and flared, so it needs to be done on the smaller needle. I used a stretchy cast off, which is the Knit 2 Together cast off, but it's flared it out. I don't know, I'm just so gutted. I don't want to cast on the next one. It's proper in the corner, in the naughty chair, like. So, if you one, if you have any tips for a different stretchy cast off, because the knit two together cast off, I absolutely love it, but it does flare a little bit. It has its place. I wouldn't care, I've just done a tutorial for it on my YouTube channel, and now I'm gonna slag it off, but it does flare sometimes. So, and that just looks, I mean, it's all right when it's on, but this is too loose when it's on, so it has to be on a smaller needle, and it's too big. I don't think my partner will get his foot in it. It's thin around here. It's not got a lot of give because it's feral. It's not very stretchy. Me and this sock are not getting on, I'll tell you that much. I feel like I need to pull it out back down to here, knock some of these out. It's only maybe one or two, but it's gonna ruffle on my foot, do you know what I mean? And so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull it out to there and then knit it back, and do that blooming heel all over again, and then I've got another one to do. So beautiful, beautiful pattern, but I have to say it's very unforgiving, and I don't like slagging off people's patterns. I really don't, because I know how hard it is to write patterns, but sometimes they're not worded very well, and this one isn't worded very well. I think you would need to be an absolute, like taupe socks would need to be your thing to do this. You would need to know exactly what you were doing from start to finish. Yeah. So, you might not see these again. I don't know. I really, really like them. I've knitted them in West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. They're just the solids. I don't have the bands, so I couldn't tell you what colours they are. If I can find it out, I'll put it below. I could probably put it in the description box. But yeah, the yarns are gorgeous. West Yorkshire Spinner yarns are always lovely. The sock is beautiful. I really want a pair of socks, so I probably will do it, but it's in the naughty corner for a fair bit until I can bring myself to pull all that out and do it again. I don't have much luck, do I? I really, do you know? You must think, here she goes. What's she cocked up now? Oh, right. I only have one of the whip. Obviously, there's pink fizz. I did start on a sleeve, but that's boring to show you that. I'm not going to bother showing you pink fizz. I'll show you it once, like, the sleeves are done. So, my other whip is the Crown Tee. So, last week I was saying it was a stressful knit. And everyone was laughing at my picture. So, I ripped it out. Before I ripped it out, I tried it on, because it's a bottom-up top. So I tried it on and made sure that I was knitting the right size, and it was quite loose and everything, but I kind of want it a bit loose. So I've gone for the same size. And some of you were recommending different tops. One of the main one that was recommended was the V-back tee, and I love that top. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do that. So I bought it, but when I started knitting, this is a 4-ply, but it's really like, I think with the silk and everything, it's really, it's very drapey, and it's very floaty, and the gauge in the V-back tee was way different, and I was like, for me to get that gauge, this is going to be like really gapey. So I thought, no, I'm not doing that. I will knit it again, probably not again, for the first time. I will knit it, but probably like next summer. And then someone else mentioned, is it the Summer Flirt tee? But I couldn't find it. And I finally managed to message her yesterday, and she's linked it to me, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And really wish I'd been able to find it, because it's beautiful. So that's in my queue, and I'll link it below so you can see. But that's in my queue, and I'm definitely going to knit that. So thank you for all the all the ones that you sent to me. There were some beautiful ones, but I decided that what I really wanted was this Crown Tea Hawthorne. I thought about starting it from the top down, but I've got enough on my plate at the minute, which I'll explain. So I thought, no, just do it bottom up, you know it's going to fit, it'll be fine. So I have. So I've cast it back on, and I haven't got that far, but this yarn is knitting up so pretty. I haven't got stoppers on these, so bear with me. So this yarn is by Hedgerow yarns. This is a one-of-a-kind colourway. I do apologise because it's probably non-existent now, but it's absolutely stunning. And then I have, so I've got 2 balls of that, and then I've got this one for a fade, which I think is Peach Melba. Where's your name, mate? Oh, can't. Oh yes, there it is down there. Peach Melba. Get back in there. Be good. So that's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous yarn. It's like silky singles. It is, if I can see, 70% superwash merino, 30% silk, and you get 400 meters. And honestly, it's absolutely stunning. So drapey and beautiful. So yeah, so we're going to fade into this peach at the top, and it's going well. So I've done the bottom ribbon. Look, doesn't it look small there? That's why I was panicking, but it's not, and it's not going off my boobs either, which are ginormous. So I've done the rib, and then there's like an eyelet section. I can't tell you too much because it's a paid for pattern, but it's an eyelet section there. Can you see? Going across the top of the rib, and then that it's like an increase, and then I've got so far, and then I've done a decrease, which is at the waist. Well, it's not, it's like at the hip, but and then I've got a few more rows to do before I get to the beautiful pattern at the top. I've got this much left. These cakes are in a right state, and I've got another full cake in here, which is in a worse state because it's what I pulled out. So it's going really well. The pattern is a bit weird because you have to knit. It doesn't give you any measurements. Which is, it's a bit awkward, to be fair. It just says rounds 29 to 60 knit, and round, then you do like a decrease or whatever, and then it's like round 68 to 97 knit. So there's no measurements to work to, and so I'm like counting rows all the time. So that's my only downfall so far. I haven't got to any lace, I haven't got to any of the nitty gritty, it's just knitting. But it's going well and it looks really pretty, but it's had to go into hibernation because of some other work that I've got to do. That pattern, which I failed to mention, is by Jenise Reid, and it's the Crown Tea Hawthorne, and there's a couple of different versions of it. I think there's like some heavier weighted ones, or maybe it's a lighter weighted one. I think it's a lighter. I think there's one in lace weight, which you get when you buy the 4-ply, and I think vice versa. I'm not, don't hold me to that, I'm not 100%. I never use lace weight yarn. I just don't, that's just a step too far for me. It's too intricate and I just haven't got the patience. So that is it for my whips. I only have those because I just haven't had a lot of time, and I've got 3 commissions on for Let's Knit. One of them is a set and the other one is on its own. And my deadline is the end of this month, and I'm going on holiday on the 23rd, so I've kind of been really stressed and just working on those non-stop. One of them is done, which I can sort of show you in the sense that that's it. There's 2 of them. It's a beautiful colour, but I can't show you anything else about them. That is in this yarn, which is Peep Pure, and this is the Blackcurrant colourway, which is, I love this yarn. I've used this before for stuff for Let's Knit, and it's such a lovely yarn. It's 100% Falkland Islands wool, and it's just really, really, and this colour's really pretty. So yeah, so that's those. And then the other one, which I can show you, I only cast it on last night, so you don't get to know what it is. I can't tell you, but I'm using this Peep Luxury Baby, which is also West Yorkshire Spinners. Did I say that was West Yorkshire Spinners? I don't know if I did or not, but it is. So Peep, West Yorkshire Spinners, Luxury Baby, and this is in the unicorn colourway. Now this is not a colour that I would personally choose. Purple is my favourite colour, but it's more this sort of purple than this sort of purple. This is not my favourite, but I work with what I'm told to work with, so and it's okay. It'll look pretty, I think. But yeah, but that's what. Yesterday I spent all day writing the pattern for that lilac-y one, unicorn. So, and I've just cast it on, and I've got to get that and another one in that same colour done. So that's all I'm really concentrating on. So everything else of my own is like, go over there, be good, while I crack on with these. So yeah. Also, knitting the gloves, Rowan tried it on and then decided that he wanted me to make him some gloves. So, won't wear the cardigan I made him, but he'll want some gloves. So I have to make him some of them. So that is pretty much it. We're at half an hour, so that's not too bad. In other news, I'll put it up here, the Moonglade dress was released. That came out last week, and the response was amazing. The best I've ever had for a release. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon, and I'm over the Moonglade. Yeah, it's gone really well, and it was lovely that people like it so much. And so I announced that I do this. I announce things and then go, what did you say that for? But I will. I announced that I was going to make Moonglade into an adult version, but not a dress, because it's just, who can afford to knit dresses? Like, that's so much yarn. So I might put an option in to turn it into a dress, maybe. But I'm going to do a Moonglade top, and it'll be for next spring. I'm not doing it right this second. I'm going to, because there's no point. Everyone's turning into winter now. No one's going to want to knit something like that. So I'm going to work on it over the winter and get it ready for spring. So a Moonglade top. So it's going to have the sleeves, obviously, because that's what everybody loves about it. So it'll have the lace sleeves. It'll have a lace bottom, maybe a bit higher up than the skirt. The skirt is only 2 repeats of the pattern for dignity reasons. But with a top, I suppose we could make that a little bit bigger, maybe 3 or 4 repeats around the bottom of it. And then I'm wondering whether to do buttons down the back, because the Moonglade, I'll show you there, has buttons down the back so you can get it over the baby's head, and then obviously the bigger girls, but it's just, that's the pattern now. It's got buttons in the back. So if you want it, if you're an adult, I hope you're an adult. If you would like to knit a Moonglade top, if that's your thing, would you want buttons down the back to match the dress, or would you just want it just worked in the round? let me know below. Yeah, let me know. Oh, you maybe help me design Moonglade. Adult. And then the other thing is my Tenderfoot socks are getting released. I'm hoping for Thursday because I've got a couple of days where I'm going to be able to get that pattern finished. It's taken me ages to write it up because I've got I have done it. It's a tutorial sock pattern. So, and it's written, there's part of it's written for Magic Loop and then it's written again for DPM. So there's a fly buzzing around. I'm sure you've seen him on the camera. I'm going to smack him in a minute. It's doing me head in. Yeah, so there's a video for each one. So there's a video of step-by-step Magic Loop socks, and then there's a video step-by-step DPN socks. And in the pattern, I have time-stamped and linked to certain sections of those videos for each of the patterns. Am I making any sense? So like the Magic Loop, when you get to the heel cuff, there's a timestamp, so you can click on it and just go to the, did I just say heel cuff? My God, the heel flap. You could just go straight to the heel flap part of the video. You don't have to sift through the video. But I've done the Magic Loop one, but now I'm doing the DPM one. It's just taking ages. It's like, because I've got to sift through the video, find the bit, timestamp it. Yeah, so that bit is taking a while. But if you don't even know what I'm talking about, these are the socks I'm on about. They're not on a blocker, so they look ridiculous. Back on here. So they should be coming out on Thursday. I should manage to get it done by then. We're Tuesday today. So that's these. So you see they have like a garter running around the instep just to give a little bit of interest and to keep you focused on which part of the sock you're working on as a beginner sock knitter. They are aimed at people who've never knitted socks before. But obviously, if you like them, crack on. They're in a DK yarn. They'd be great under your wellies and stuff. Keep your feet warm. And if you're not a welly wearer, that's fine. They'll be great just to keep your feet warm, full stop. So, Thursday, this is my other one. Because filming the video, I realised that my Magic Loop video was proper confusing. So I had to pull it out and knit the do the heel flap and turn again and the gusset on Magic Loop. So yeah, I need to finish that one. And then I've got my pair of socks back. Noisy dog. So you can see that I'm kind of up to my eyes with stuff, but not much to show you, which is a bit rubbish. But I've still hit 37 minutes. I can't have waffle. So Moonglade is out. Tenderfoot is coming out on Thursday. And I think that's it. My dog's having a right scratch. Oh, the Ode to Gabriel shawl as well. That's finished testing. That was the purple shawl that I showed you a couple of weeks ago that like lays across your shoulders. That's coming out too. I just need to finish writing that one up. There's a couple of little errors in there. The chart had a bit of an error in it, so I've got to fix that, write that up, get that out as well. So yeah, everything's kind of slowed down because of the school holidays. So once September comes, I'll pick up speed again and get a lot more out there. And I've got so many designs in here that are driving me mad that I want out, but I can't until I've got these things finished. So yeah, and then on the 23rd of August, we are going... Sans, can you not? She's burying a bone in a bed. On the 23rd of August, we are going to Edinburgh for a week's holiday. Yeah. No. My dog wants to sit on all the knitting. No. She's a big dog. Oh, now the cat's come. Honestly. Yes, we're going to Edinburgh for a week in a caravan to If you're from the UK, we're going to a haven. If you're not from the UK, oh no, you can't do that. Oh no, sit there, look. Just sit on my knee or something. If you're not from the UK, Haven is like a holiday park thing where you stay in caravans, and it's got like shows and everything on. I don't know how much is going to be on because of COVID. Yeah, I don't know how much is going to be on, but we'll don't be peddling me wall, please. It should be a nice time, hopefully. But there's not much going on, really. School holidays and lots of rain. So I haven't really got much else to tell you. So I'm going to go because it's 40 minutes. And you're probably sick of the sight of me. I've got no future knitting plans because I've got to get these done. And I've decided that I'm not going to... I was going to cast on my Assisi shawl. But I decided... that I'm going to be good, not cast it on yet, get Pink Fizz finished, get my Autumn Leaves finished, which I haven't even shown you since week 1, but it's there. I think I need to buy some more yarn for its sleeves. I need to go get those 2 finished, get the Crown Tea Hawthorne finished, and then I'm going to cast on a CC. I'm not even going to talk about them trailing daisy socks, because if I cast on the second one, could be 5 years from now. Don't know. It's really in the naughty corner. I am really not chuffed. So we'll see. But that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go. So it's been lovely chatting with you all again, and I will see you. It probably won't be a fortnight, but I'll try and do at least one more before the end of the summer break, and then we're into September anyway. So, oh no, yeah, we're into September. So it probably will be September before I see you again. I'll try. We'll see what happens. I'm sorry I've left this one 3 weeks, but it's just so difficult. And I know people have said, oh, I have Rowan in it, but honestly, it wouldn't work. He wouldn't shut up, and it would be a snippet, and then I'd have to re-record a different day anyway. So, yeah. No Rowan, but I'll try. I'll see what I can do. Okay, I'm 100% waffling now. My brain's just flitting off all over the place. Have a lovely few weeks until I see you again. I hope the sun is shining, but I hope that the wildfires are out, because that's awful. And if you're sick of the sun, send some my way, because I've got a dirty big black cloud hanging above my house and the entire street. It's rubbish. It's supposed to be summer. It's England. Have a lovely few weeks until I see you again. Happy knitting.